I feel like this side of the frame is very like light and happy, and this is very like dark, and I wish I had something to block this out with and something to brighten up over here to balance it, but I don't. Hello and welcome to the very last Spoopy Tuesday review. Are you sad that this is the end? Aren't you just sad? But next week we will be back to regularly scheduled normal makeup videos. I actually just shot one today on the foundation that I'm wearing right now. It wouldn't be a cheapy Halloween makeup review video without a little bit of liquid latex and a little bit of blood, right? Because of course I had to do that for you. No, when it comes to liquid latex, you can get tons around Halloween. There's lots of different like little packets, big packets, jugs, that sort of thing that you can find everywhere, from like Walmart to specific Halloween stores. You can get liquid latex everywhere. This is just from the brand Rubies, and I think I bought this at Walmart. I think this is last year's actually. I haven't even bought any for this year, but for the most part, all of them that I tried have worked and performed about the same. Now, when it comes to blood, here's the thing with blood. It depends on the wound, right? Because if you're slashing an artery, it'll like spray, it'll be lighter blood. You know, things like that. So take that into account. Whether you're being the victim or the murderer in your costume, what kind of blood, what is the wound like? That is how you're going to figure out the best way to bloody yourself. Do some research. Now, most of what I know about special effects makeup and that sort of thing is what I've learned on YouTube over many, many hours and many, many years of watching like stupid amounts of videos. One of the best channels to watch if you want to learn about SFX stuff is Glam and Gore. Mikey, I mentioned her like 50 times now during this series, but her favorite kind of blood that she uses all the time is scab blood. Now, this year, I really wanted to try to play with some scab blood. For the most part, before, I've been just using, like, little packets of, like, blood gel and, like, spray bloods and that sort of thing. They've all worked fine, but I really wanted to kind of pick up the cheap, cheesy kind of scab blood that I could get to kind of show you, like, a cheaper alternative to what Mikey does, hopefully. That's the goal here. So I found this easy-to-use scab blood. I actually did buy this from Value Village, so that's why it's by the brand Fun World again, but I know I've seen this kind of like bloody scab blood type stuff at Spirit, at Walmart, like at other Halloween stores. This is just one that I happened to buy because it was only $3.99. On the front of the package here, it just says 4 bloody wounds on face and body, super realistic, no mess, dries like a real scab. You know, and then on the back it says, before applying makeup, slip on any clothing that will require stretching over your head to protect clothing or costume, that sort of thing. Scab blood may be applied with fingers, a spatula, a popsicle stick, or with a sponge. Simply apply bloody scab to skin surface and shape with fingers or spatula to create effects. Bloody scab will dry to look like a real scab. It says it comes off with a mild soap and warm water, which is great. Now, for the first time in this series, I've actually already used this and shot the demo beforehand. So what I did was I took all of my stuff here into the kitchen and created a wound on my hand. So what I did with that was I used the liquid latex and some like cotton balls that I pulled apart, and then I put some foundation over that. I use the Sephora Collection 10-hour wear one just because I don't wear this one very often, and it does match my body skin a little bit better. To my surprise, when I opened this jar of bloody scab, it is like very thick. It's very jelly. I don't know why I was expecting it to be a little bit runnier, but it definitely is very thick. And so I kind of just like smeared it onto that, like the silly wound that I made just for the purpose of this video, right? So it wasn't, don't take that wound as like, this is Abby's idea of perfect. That was just me slapping it on for you guys. But yeah, and what I found with this scab blood in particular was that it was very easy to like get everywhere to make look good, but it didn't drip everywhere because it is a thicker formula, so it was very easy to use and it wasn't messy. It definitely did dry to create a thicker, like a scab look, but the more blood you had in one spot, obviously, the longer it took to dry. So I had created like a divot on my hand under a particularly large patch of cotton, and so I stuffed a whole bunch of blood in there, and I noticed that it took a while for the thickest part there to dry, but the outside started drying, and it was like a very jelly consistency. It's all I can think of to describe it as, is very gel-like, but it actually looked really realistic, and I mean, I was surprised. I think out of all the kinds of blood that I tried, this one is my favorite because I could shear it out with the end of that sponge to kind of just stipple everywhere and make it look like I was just kind of like messy and the skin was irritated in that way, the way I like to use blood, the way you've seen me use fake blood before. But then I could also make it really thick in one spot to make it look like there was a wound that had depth, that was deep. I don't know, it was really versatile and I really enjoyed scab blood much more than I thought I would. What I'm trying to say is, if you are looking to create a wound for a Halloween costume and you are, you know, on a budget, or you just don't want to spend a lot of money, because who really wants to spend that much money for one day, you know? I definitely recommend just going out and buying, you know, the cheapy liquid latex, because it does work. And this specific brand of scab blood is actually called Bloody Scab, and the brand is Fun World. Like I said, I bought it at Value Village. But you could try any kind of scab blood. I definitely recommend it. It's my favorite so far. Please, please, please promise me, though, that before you use either of these products, especially the liquid latex, you will do a patch test. You will put it on like the inside of your arm. You will leave it there for a couple of hours to see if you react to it, because the last thing you want to do is put a ton of this on your face or anywhere on your body and then have some kind of massive allergic reaction to it. Even if you're someone who thinks that you aren't allergic to a lot, you might be allergic to it. So please, just do that first. Save yourself in the long run. Do a patch test a couple of weeks beforehand, okay? Okay? And yeah, that's all I had for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and you subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed already. If you have any requests for future videos, please feel free to let me know because I would love to make that for you. Again, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye! Now what you should do to remove liquid latex is like soak it in warm water. Use a little bit of soap. But that would involve moving. And I'm not here for that. Ow. Maybe I should do that, actually. Oh no, here we go. Oh, yes. Gah. I'm just ripping a wound off my hand. Don't do this way. This is bad for your hand. Do as I say, not as I do. Beautiful.